So now, which is the most important, যেটা আমরা O levels এ শিখি নাই, সেটা হলো how do we balance a redox reaction using the oxidation number. That's the only new thing you would need to learn. Everything else is as per O levels. So starting with loss of electrons. So oxidation, এটা তোমরা already জানো. You have passed O levels, and I'm pretty sure যে তোমরা you know that oxidation is loss of electron, reduction is gain of electron, oxidation is increase in oxidation number, reduction is decrease in oxidation number. So we'll be coming back to these. So magnesium, we have to always remember magnesium is a metal and it exists as an atom. And when magnesium reacts, it loses 2 electrons. On the other hand, non-metal oxygen, since it's a non-metal, it reacts by gaining electrons. So how many oxygens, how many electrons are going to be lost, or how many it's going to gain, depends on its valency. Depends on which group it belongs to. So since magnesium is in group 2, it's losing 2 electrons. Since oxygen is in group 6, and it needs just 2 more electrons to have a full octet, so that's why it's gaining 2 electrons. এই স্টেপটা তোমাদের নরমালি বইতে নাই। সো এটা আমি, দিস ইজ মাই মেড আপ স্টেপ। কেন? কারণ ইটস ভেরি ইম্পর্টেন্ট যে ধরো যে ম্যাগনেসিয়াম ইজ বিকামিং ম্যাগনেসিয়াম 2 plus 2 electrons, and oxygen is gaining 4 electrons to become O2 minus. So it's very hard to find out actually who's losing electrons or who's gaining electrons. It's difficult. So if you can ensure to draw the arrows at the center, so easily we can find out oxygen is gaining electrons, magnesium is losing electrons. And at the same time, we can also find out that the number of electrons are not balanced. So as we know that whenever we write a ionic equation, it is very important that the number of electrons on both the equations has to be balanced. So how do we balance these out? Just multiply this with 2. So it's 2, 2, 4. So 2 magnesium plus O2, 2 magnesium 2 plus, 2 O2 minus. So each of these are known as half equations, and this is known as, this is a overall ionic equation. Overall ionic equation. So this third step is very important. As I previously mentioned, metals exist as atoms, so it's easy to deal with. Problem arises when we try to write equations for non-metals. কেন? কারণ non-metals usually exist as molecules. So molecules, most of you would make a mistake. কেন? কারণ দেখো, একটা oxygen is gaining 2 electrons. তাহলে দুইটা oxygen is gaining how many? 4 electrons. But most of you write 2 electrons. So it's better, তোমরা first treat it as an atom, তাহলে একটা atom, এখন it depends. So instead of oxygen, if we took nitrogen, nitrogen belongs to which group?
Group
Five,
6.
sir.
Nitrogen belongs to
6.
5, sir.
5. So how many electrons does this nitrogen need?
3 more.
3.
কিন্তু তুমি যখন এখন N2 নাও, নাইট্রোজেন তো আর অ্যাটম হিসেবে এক্সিস্ট করে না, it exists as a molecule. So if you take a N2, how many electrons would you need?
6.
6.
6 electrons. So rather than writing it at a time, if you're confident, then it's different. But if you're weak in redox reactions, follow the steps I have given. You'll not make a mistake. So first, you write it as an atom, and then you convert it as a molecule. So that's why here oxygen was gaining 2 electrons, but when it became an O2, it's gaining 4 electrons. So finally, so the third step is check that each substance in its correct form, ion, atom, or molecule on each side of the arrow, if it is not corrected. So in the fourth step, I already showed you the fourth step. Fourth step is all about balancing the electrons or the atoms or whatever. And then fifth step is you write an overall equation, and that's how we write ionic equations. That's how we write